Hi YouTube, today I'm going to be talking about Mars in Cancer. So, Mars is the planet of aggression, confrontations, the planet of love and sex. This is also how you are when you are confronted, kind of how you go about things every day, like your daily task. Kind of just how you act in a Mars, in a man's chart, the Mars is how he acts when he likes a woman, and or a man, how he acts when he has a love interest, and the Mars in a woman's chart is kind of what she likes in a partner. So if a man has his Mars in Cancer, he's gonna display more Cancerian qualities when he likes someone, and if a woman has her Mars in Cancer, along with this is she's if a woman has her Mars in Cancer, she's going to like a man that has more Cancer qualities. So it is the planet of love, but it's also how you are when you're confronted, how you go about things, all of that. So Cancer is a water sign, and they are cardinal signs. So these people, because they're water, they are very emotional and very sensitive. Now, because they're cardinal sign, they do not like indifference, and when that happens, they lean towards more of that passive aggressive side. They don't like direct confrontations, and they don't like to stir up the waters because they do have emotions and stuff. At times, they can be afraid to display them because they do not want to come off as weak. And a lot of people can say that they're weak because at times they may not stand up for themselves because they don't want that direct confrontation. They don't want that messy thing, you know, but they're actually very strong because they can hold back on their opinions and all of that because they know, like, they kind of are the bigger person when it comes to confrontations. They'll just take the hit, and like just take it and deal with it. But at times they can be very manipulative on getting what they want because instead of talking about it and just getting to the point, they might walk around it to get what they want, Not they don't want to do this because they're like, oh, I want to manipulate you, I want to brainwash you, I want to get in your head. It's just like, I don't want to hurt your feelings and I don't know how to tell it to you straight up. So I'm going to do it my way and I'm going to go about it quietly. They can also appear to move slowly. These aren't people that are very swift. When they're doing things, they take their time. They have to make sure that everything is getting done like the right way because they have a tendency to overlook details at times. So they can be very argumentative. Once they are playing that passive role, they want someone to realize that they're being passive and they want someone to say it. Like, they don't like it when that's being overlooked. But once they start an argument or whatever, they can be a little bit petty about it and they have a hard time letting go of the situation. Like, they'll forget about it and then they'll remember and they're like, oh, that really bothers me. So at times, yeah, they can be argumentative, and this is like if you really push their buttons and they're a little bit defensive. They get very defensive because they don't like indifference, and they're cardinal signs, so they want to take the lead, they want to show you how it's done. But like, that's why they get defensive, because they don't want to be like, no, you're wrong. Like, they don't want to hurt your feelings if you go against what they say, but they'll be like, what? No. Like, kind of just like, yeah, I don't know. And when they're hurt, they won't necessarily hurt you back. They'll just play that passive aggressive and just do things that'll kind of make you mad, like without being direct about it. So they actually do come across as shy and quiet and kept to themselves. So if a man has his Mars in Cancer, if he likes someone, he's going to be very shy. He might not make the first move. He might be very afraid of rejection, just because these people want to be accepted and loved and like have someone to depend on, because in return they are very dependable and helpful in the long run. These are the people that you can kind of call up, and even if they don't want to do it, they'll still do it. But they can appear a little bit flaky and fickle if they really don't want to do it. And here's the difference: if they love you and if they take you to heart, because a lot of these people can consider their friends as family. So if you're in that I love you like zone, that they take you to your heart, they'll do it. They'll be dependable for you. They'll be the person that you can rely on. They'll be helpful even if they don't want to do it. Now, if you're not in that zone, if you're just like a mutual friend or whatever, if they don't want to do it, they'll lie. And just because they don't want to hurt your feelings and say I can't do it, they'll be like, I have to be at my mom's house. I have to go to work. Something like that. But it's just because they want to avoid it and they don't want to say no. That, or they could just totally avoid the text message and just like pretend they didn't read it or see it or anything like that. They're very protective of their loved ones. They're very protective of the people that they care about. And in fact, sometimes they're not very protective of themselves. Like if someone hurts their feelings or whatever, they'll take it. But if someone hurts their friends, they will say something. These people come out of their, like, they care more about like their friends and stuff. And if someone hurts the people that they love, they'll go at them. But when it comes to protecting themselves, they like to take care of that by themselves and not show that they're hurting. But they are also prone to have emotional breakdowns because they feel as if nobody really understands them at times, or that they're really sensitive and stuff. And they don't want to like argue with you in front of your face, like when they're hurt, or they don't want to say anything. They'll be very passive. But when they're home alone or something, they'll cry because of how much it hurt their feelings. So they can be very, very emotional and have very rocky waves of emotions that kind of rock them back and forth because they don't deal with it when they should, and they don't deal with it face to face. They like to deal with it in solitary and kind of like cry about it by themselves. And that's why it's hard for them to move on at times. Now, when it comes to love and sex, these people have an emotional tie. If a Mars in Cancer hooks up with you, they probably are emotionally tied to you. They probably like you. They probably want a relationship. And if a Mars in Cancer doesn't hit you up anymore or something, just know they don't know how to break up with you, or they don't know how to say like I don't like you or stuff like that, you know. They like it when everything's peaceful and it's in harmony. They want that kind of environment. They want that like emotional boundary that everybody understands, because at times these people can lack those emotional boundaries, but they want it up because they lack it. They want it, you know. They like sometimes they say yes to things that they didn't want to say yes to. So that's why they feel as if they want that peaceful harmony around like the entire like whoever they're dealing with. These people, like, okay, if a man has his Mars in Cancer, he's going to act super kind, super caring, super nurturing. These people generally are very nurturing. They care about you. These are the people that'll cook for you, they'll clean for you, they'll bake you the cookies if they care about you, stuff like that. They'll do like kind of like the wifey material stuff. They have a way with kids, and they actually like kids, and they want kids. They want that huge happy family. They are very, like, even if they don't have a close bond with their family now, they dream of having that family. They dream of wanting a family. Even if they know they're not going to get it, even if they don't have it, that's what they want at the heart. You know, they want to have like all the kids. They want to have the husband or the wife. They want to have the grandparents come over for Sunday brunch and stuff. But a lot of times these people are put into family situations that they don't like it. They don't like their family, or they don't like their friends or something, but they want it, but they want it in a perfect kind of utopian way where like everybody gets along and they genuinely like everybody. If a Mars in Cancer doesn't like you, it's hard to tell if a Mars in Cancer does like you because of how shy and stuff they can be, and they can actually avoid you. If you see them in the hallway, they'll walk the other way just because they're so nervous. So at times it's hard to tell if they like you or they don't, because if someone doesn't like you, they're going to avoid you, they're going to walk away, they're not going to talk to you. But Mars in Cancer will do this if they like you as well. But it'll be more like genuinely like sweet kind of. Like you can tell they'll probably blush or something. They're very sensitive and they react best if you're sweet to them, because there's a cold side to Cancer, and because their nature is generally sweethearted and all of that. So when they realize that that person isn't like that, they put their guard up and they're very sharp and like kind of mean and very passive aggressive when they're hurt. It's just like their defense mechanism. But naturally they're not like that. So if you see a Mars and Cancer acting snappy or moody, because they are very moody due to their emotions, that's not their natural nature. They want everything to be happy and loving. Just know someone crossed them and they will be crabby and they'll kind of walk around the situation. If there's a drama situation or something going on with their friends, they'll kind of like stray away from it, or they'll kind of walk sideways. You got to think of it like a crab. I'm doing that hand motion. Crab walks like sideways to get to its directions. So that's how it goes. They'll never like go straight. They kind of do beat around the bush, and they do kind of like avoid it. Eventually they'll get there. But that'll come through like an emotional breakdown when they're very overwhelmed and very done with everything. So that was it for my Mars in Cancer, and I'll see you guys in my next video.